Please stand for the pledge to the flag and remain standing for the national anthem. I would like to invite the class of 2017 Vice President Brian Gallagher to the podium to lead us in the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, please welcome the Middleborough High School Concert Choir, accompanied by the Middleborough High School Band, to lead us in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Thank you, and please be seated.
Welcome to the Middleborough High School graduation exercise for the class of 2017. On behalf of the 171 graduates seated here today, we welcome members of the school committee, Mr. Brian Lynch, Superintendent of Schools, administrators and teachers from across the district, community leaders, Middleborough police and fire personnel, and family and friends. This is a very special day for all who are gathered here, and at this time it is an honor to introduce the Superintendent of Middleborough Public Schools, Mr. Brian Lynch.
Thank you, Janie. Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Members of the school committee, Middleborough High School faculty, staff, and administration, honored guests, podium guests, parents, guardians, family, friends, Chief Perkins and the officers of the Middleborough Police Department, community members, and most importantly, the MHS class of 2017. To begin, a very special thank you to the concert choir for that stirring rendition of our national anthem. And further congratulations on your upcoming date with Fame. If you don't know it, they're going to be singing at the Blue Hills Pavilion with the rock group Foreigner on July 17th on their 40th anniversary tour. So congratulations. It's with a great sense of pride and humility that I stand before you as the superintendent of schools today. and speak on behalf of the entire Middleborough school community when I say to each member of the class of 2017, congratulations upon your graduation today from Middleborough High School. It may not have hit you yet, but this is a big day, a huge moment in time which you'll remember for a very long time. That being said, I want to share with you the tremendous sense of pride that the entire community has for you. As a community member, I have watched you grow up as a great group of graduates seated here today. I've seen you competing on athletic fields, providing community service, and marching in Veterans Day, 4th of July, Memorial Day parades, on the football field at Battis. Your community work with the elderly and the young, your volunteer work in your local churches, as well as your tireless efforts to achieve the highest ranks in scouting programs does not go unnoticed in this Middleborough community. You have all achieved the high standards necessary to be called graduates. You are now role models for generations to come, and I think you experienced that personally by participating in your senior walk yesterday. When you walked through your elementary, your middle, and your high school, the hallways of your former schools, there were tears from teachers, from moms, from dads, and cheers from thousands of fellow Middleborough Public School students who really look up to you with great admiration. As I watched you on this senior walk and thought about your progression through these smaller schools, then on to middle school and high school, I was reminded of my days, both as an elementary and a middle school principal. As an elementary school principal, in our school's main office, we had a framed poster which depicted a beautiful ship at rest in a port with sails tied down and the anchor down. The caption on this poster read, "Every ship needs a safe harbor." It hung there with purpose, as every child does need to feel safe and secure in a comfortable, nurturing environment. As a school, we worked hard to provide that environment. And I can safely say that we did that. But I could see it in some of your faces walking through those elementary schools yesterday, that may have brought back that childhood innocence when you felt nurtured and cared for by the professionals in the schools, and you didn't have a care in the world. Then I worked as a middle school principal. In the guidance office at our school, there was a different framed poster of a beautiful sailboat under full sail and headed out to harbor, to the ocean. On that picture, there was a caption, "Ships are safe in harbors, but that's not what ships were built for." This sign encouraged our students to branch out, get involved, find your passion, get more actively involved in your own future. During your walk yesterday, you may have been reminded of the first organized school sport you tried out for, or the first big stage production you auditioned for, or the chorus or the marching band that you worked hard to be a part of, or you're in the Builders Club, or the Yes Club, or the student council position you might have run for. Those extracurricular interests carried over to a high school where you were under full sail, with your opportunities to explore became even more expansive in a wonderful and comprehensive school which currently provides our MHS students with as many opportunities to expand your horizons as any in the state. Now let's fast forward to today, and your personal sailing vessel, if you will. Your future is as vast as that wide ocean which was in front of that sailing ship. Where will your sails take you? Why, some of your sailing ships may even be replaced with battleships, rocket ships, spaceships, or airships. What and where you will become, what and where your life's journey will take you. This will depend on the choices you make and how far you want to go. My hope for you today is that your educational preparation and your upbringing have filled your sails with favorable winds, and you are prepared for life's journey, and I wish you all the best. And speaking of your upbringing, I would like to take this opportunity to invite all parents, guardians, and grandparents of students graduating today to stand and remain standing for a moment. Parents, grandparents, and guardians. Would the graduates of the class of 2017 please stand and acknowledge your parents with a nice round of applause of thank you for all that they did. Thank you. And thank you to parents and grandparents and guardians, and brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and cousins also. Being a firm believer in the old saying that the mind can only absorb what the seat can endure, I will conclude my remarks today by saying to the class of 2017, enjoy this great day. This is it. You made it. You've earned it, you deserve it, and you should be proud of your accomplishments. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to introduce the valedictorian of the Middleborough High School class of 2017, Abigail Wadsworth.
Good morning and welcome to the students, family, friends, administration, and staff who have come to support and congratulate the class of 2017. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the spring of hope, and it was the winter of despair. Just kidding. It does describe our high school experience. It has been a long journey, but it has been worth it. We have grown in intellect and character throughout our education. At least we like to think so. I am grateful for the experience, even though it hasn't always been easy. As Americans, we have the right to a free and public education, a unique privilege that we have enjoyed since kindergarten. Some are not that lucky. Globally, over 70 million children do not receive a formal education. Many nations prevent women from attending school. In war-torn countries, refugees, men, women, and children no longer have the safe, stable government and society that allows children and adults to attend school. Impoverished countries cannot afford to provide children with a basic education. Millions of these children attend school, but never have the opportunity to really learn. It is a tragedy that so many have to simply go without. Malala, a young Pakistani woman who was nearly killed for protesting the Taliban's ban on female education, remarked, "We are starving for education. It's like a precious gift. It is like a diamond." An education is a privilege and a gift. It has liberated us from the restraints of ignorance and has given us opportunities to choose our own destinies and to shape our own characters. Too often, it is taken for granted. Perhaps we would value it more if we had had to risk our lives to obtain it. We are lucky to have enjoyed 13 years of a free education that has made us better people and given us a brighter future. Middleborough Public Schools have amazing teachers that work tirelessly to educate and bond with their students. Many of my teachers stayed after school on their personal time to help me succeed. I called it my 5th block class because I came so often. I thank my teachers for your diligent service above and beyond the call of duty. Our gratitude for our teachers, mentors, family, and friends for giving us the gift of an education should drive us to give back to our communities and our country. Many of you already do so. You participate in community service such as serving in food drives, visiting nursing homes, donating to charities, and sacrificing countless hours in the service of others. Today, class of 2017, we are going our separate ways to build our own lives. I urge you to continue to find time to serve with gratitude in your hearts and to give freely to those in need. Through service, we can find happiness and achieve greatness. As citizens of the United States, we have an obligation to use our energy, our education, to find and promote goodness and truth in a world where lies and displays of violence and hatred are broadcasted on the daily news. It becomes increasingly important for us to make educated judgments to decide who to follow and for whom to vote. Our education has taught us that a person's worth is not determined by their religion, gender, or ethnicity, but by being human. According to Indira Gandhi, education is a liberating force, and in our age, it is also a democratizing force, cutting across the barriers of class, smoothing out inequalities imposed by birth and other circumstances. Our ability to discern between truth and lies, good and evil, will allow us to preserve peace and provide an education for future generations. Apply your education to whichever profession you choose, whether it be the military, teaching, or accounting. I ask you to put your all into that profession. to be the most productive worker and citizen and the best person that you can possibly be. Continue to be an active learner, to maintain your past education and to promote further intellectual growth. Whenever learning becomes difficult or tedious, remember that millions of underprivileged individuals would sacrifice everything to know what you know and to have the opportunities that you have. Have compassion for those who do not share your privileges. According to William Shakespeare, we know what we are, but know not what we may be. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. Let us embrace our opportunities and never take them for granted so we can determine our own destinies. Thank you all for coming here today, and thank you, Class of 2017, for your friendship.
And now it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you Mr. Paul Brannigan, Principal of Middleborough High School. As we all know, Mr. Brannigan has a lot of strength, but his voice is not one of his strengths today. So you're gonna have to pay a little bit more attention. He's really gone through the week with barely a voice, but he's gonna muster it up today and he'll be right up.
Thank you. We'll see how this goes. The class of 2017 has always held its own unique character, and this year is no exception. The class completed their 13 years of education in Middleborough with a tie for Salutatorian. At this time, I would like to introduce the Salutatorian, our first Salutatorian of the class of Middleborough High School, class of 2017. Introduce, please, to come to the podium, Mr. Liam Bingham-Moss.
Good morning, families, friends, and faculty. And to my fellow classmates, congratulations. Whatever you are feeling today, excitement, nervousness, sadness, happiness, or all of the above, we can agree that today is a day for both celebration and reflection. Celebration is a natural response to our great accomplishment. Graduating today is an honor that we are all proud of, and one that we will observe with today's ceremony, multiple parties, and probably a few air horn blasts. Reflection, on the other hand, is less obvious, yet equally worthwhile. At the pivotal moment between childhood and adulthood, it is important to consider the past and the future. Reflect on what you have learned over the years, what the many experiences have meant to you, and all of the memories that have shaped you. Perhaps most importantly, reflect on the tremendous opportunity before us. In the country renowned as the birthplace of democracy, we are beginning our lives as well-equipped citizens with the freedom to pursue anything we desire. It is an opportunity for which we must thank both ourselves and our community. Thanks to our families, we are responsible, self-sufficient, and mature young adults prepared to handle life's challenges with courage and integrity. Thanks to our teachers, we have been empowered by 13 years of education, capable of solving problems, thinking critically, and putting our voices to use. And thanks to our classmates, we are confident and proud in our own identities, with strong friendships and rich personalities. We truly have everything we need to attain anything we strive for. Our future plans and choices may vary, but I am convinced that we will all choose to take full advantage of our opportunity in our own ways. What awaits us will not be easy, but we need only remember our time together to proceed with confidence. Over the years, we have thrived as a class of remarkable energy, care, and talent. We are a class of inspiring compassion, of people who go to extra lengths to include and support others. Together, we have discovered our abilities to persevere through challenges and achieve our ambitions. And as our community has enabled us to succeed, we have continually given back as students, athletes, performers, leaders, and citizens. I have no doubt that our class will be a force for positive change in the communities we move on to. Graduating today is among the first of many milestones to follow. Thank you all, and once again, congratulations.
Well done, Liam. Thank you. And I'd like to welcome our second salutatorian for the class of 2017, Ms. Alexandra Young.
Good morning, class of 2017, and congratulations on making it to graduation. To everyone else assembled, I compliment you on sticking with us this long and thank you for pushing us all. We sit here today for the last time after having spent 13 years enrolled as full-time students. There were approximately 2,321 school days that we spent as the class of 2017. Not all of us, myself included, spent our entire student career in Middleborough, but here we all are today, finishing high school together. The 2,321 days of school were draining, exciting, bothersome, thrilling, and about a million other adjectives. And what do we have to show for it? A piece of paper and a handshake. This is something I have struggled to accept, that all the hard work I've put forth is reduced to a piece of paper and a handshake, an object and an action that happens every day. It became especially difficult when my dad was elected to the school committee, causing me to wonder what would make this special, because this object and action would be coming from someone I see every day. A piece of paper and a handshake cannot be all we get for years and years of hard work and stress. But then I started thinking about it. This is not just a piece of paper and a handshake we received today. This piece of paper, our diploma, is every paper we've received over the years. The papers we were given in kindergarten when we could barely write, the first Scantron we were handed when we started MCAS, the Scantron some of us were handed a few weeks ago when we took our last rounds of AP tests and finals. The essays we wrote and the problems we solved throughout our careers as students were on paper. The workbooks that were thrown away year after year, the paper whose only purpose now, if we still have them around somewhere, is kindling. But in receiving our diplomas, we are embracing a paper one final time. It is the culmination of all that we have achieved as individuals over the past 13 years. The handshake we received today is more than just a symbolic handshake. It's all the friends we made along the way. Whether it was someone we met in first grade during organized friend-making time or someone we met for the first time in freshman year when we were annoyed by other members of our English class, we have reached out our hands out. It's the way we helped someone up when they fell at recess or the way we supported one another during stressful times over the past 4 years. We have reached out our hands to each other countless times without even noticing. All the teachers we've had through the years who helped us along the way have reached out hands to us as well, not only in handing us tasks we didn't want to complete, but also in supporting us through difficult decisions and stressful times when everything seemed as though it could not go right. Today, we receive one final piece of paper and have a hand reach out to us for a final time as official members of Middleborough Public Schools. Today, we all go off into the world. Some of us to college, some to military branches, and some straight into the workforce. All we have to take with us is that single piece of paper and the fleeting memory of the handshake. Let the piece of paper remind you of all the work you've done to get here, to this moment. Take it with an open mind. It will help us achieve all that we desire. Display your diploma proudly as both an accomplishment and a memory. Let the handshake you receive today remind you of all the friends you've made and the relationships you've built. As you move forward, remember this handshake and remember not to be afraid to reach your hand out to others. Establish professional relationships and make new friendships with a single handshake. It is something we began to learn when we were 5 without even noticing, and it will be carried into the next portion of our lives. Allow these memories to lead you into your new life and make new ones. As graduation approached, I began to look at this handshake and piece of paper differently. Getting my final piece of paper from Middleborough Public Schools handed to me by my father is not a bother, but a recognition of his work and the work of everyone around us. Those are the people who helped us to get here, and they deserve our thanks. So thank you to all the parents, guardians, teachers, and administrators who have assisted in our journey. 2,321 days we've worked to get to this moment. Class of 2017, try not to forget all the lessons, both in academics and in life, we learned along the way. Take them with you into the world where we are all about to be set free. And when you look back at today, remember that we received more than just a piece of paper and a handshake when we left MHS. We received the tools to live a happy and successful life.
At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Brian Lynch to the presentation table to present a special commemorative plaque to our valedictorian and salutatorians. At this time, would Abigail, Liam, and Allie please join Mr. Lynch at the presentation table? Middleborough High School's Wall of Scholars originated in 2006 under the leadership of Principal Catherine Flaherty as a class gift from the class of 2006. Each year thereafter, the valedictorian and salutatorian are represented on the Wall of Scholars with a commemorative plaque. We congratulate this year's valedictorian, Abigail Wadsworth, and salutatorians Liam Bingham-Moss and Alexandra Young, with the presentation of their own commemorative plaque as they take their place on the Wall of Scholars. Thank you so very, very much, and job well done. Welcome to the graduation exercises for the Middleborough High School class of 2017. I want to take this opportunity to recognize a group of people that have been so influential to the success of this class. To Mr. Lynch, Mrs. Jameson, Mr. Dizell, the Middleborough School Committee, fellow administrators from across the district, and the many faculty and staff that have joined us here today to help celebrate the outstanding achievements of the class of 2017. You have helped guide this class to become incredible adults who are now ready to take on the world. On behalf of the class of 2017, thank you for all that you have done to make this class as amazing as it is. I want to take this opportunity to recognize three very important people here today. As we celebrate the incredible power of Sachem Pride, we must honor three tremendous Sachems who have given their heart and soul to this profession and this building. I would like to recognize Mrs. Patricia Bentoncourt, Mr. Scott Nelson, and Mr. Brinkle Perry, and thank them for their combined 92 years of service to the students and families of the town of Middleborough. On behalf of the entire school community, thank you for bleeding black and orange and demonstrating what the meaning of Sachem Pride truly is. We wish you the very best as you, too, are entering a new chapter of your life. In many ways today, this graduation address is for you as well. As you graduate to retirement, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all that you have given to Middleborough High School. To the parents and guardians who are here in our home, I welcome you. It is so hard to find the words, it actually literally is hard to find the words today, to thank you for all that you have given to this school. 4 years ago, you made a decision to send your child to Middleborough High, and we could not be more thankful that you had the faith in us to allow your child to learn and grow at our school. It is because of your children that our school is stronger than ever. Your commitment to Middleborough High School has been the backbone to the growth of our school. You have given your heart and soul to guiding your children to reach their individual successes, and I can't thank you enough for allowing your child to attend this school. We are better educators because of your children. On behalf of the entire school community, we thank you for standing by our side to help guide your child to this milestone in their life. It has been a true honor to have had the opportunity to partner with you over the last 4 years. Please know, you will truly never know how much your children have impacted our lives, this school, and the legacy that they will leave behind. And to the graduates, I welcome you to this very important occasion, and words can't express how deeply honored I am to stand here as your principal. I hope that I have made you proud as we worked together to help make this place a home for every student at Middleborough High School. I want to thank you for choosing to attend MHS. Since the day you entered our school, we challenged you to seek excellence in your academic studies, in your activities, in your athletics, and most importantly, in yourself. We wanted you to explore the person you were destined to become. In return, you held us accountable every step of the way to ensure that you were getting the most absolute best that we could possibly give. We hope we lived up to your expectations and are leaving here with a sense of fulfillment that our partnership over the last 4 years was meaningful and transformational. Over the last few weeks leading up to today, I was reminded over and over again of how this class truly defines the concept of strength. As we counted the days to your graduation, I could not help but reflect on the journey that each of you had during your time here. I would walk the halls, visit classrooms, be in the cafeteria, and just watch you. And think of how much you've grown, how much you've become the person you were looking to become, and with confidence. All of you are still growing, and if you live your life to the fullest, you'll never stop growing. This growth that you have demonstrated during your time at Middleborough High School is truly the backbone of what finishing strong really means. When you entered Middleborough High School as a 9th grader, you were taught how to start strong. And from there, you took off. This class was truly sharp. You found your place in the classroom, on the stage, in performances, and on the athletic fields. Your class wore your green Start Strong shirt with pride as you committed to being a sachem. You began to soar. We knew this class was going places. Your depth of understanding of the concept of strength became truly evident in the commitment of your academic success. Each graduate sitting here today took academic risks during their time here and worked hard to find their personal success and their achievements. It is because of this class that our school continues to grow and expand due to your quest for knowledge and high expectations of the faculty and staff at the high school. This class, you will find many lighting up the stage through theater and music. This is a class you will find tremendous athletes who have fostered a commitment of excellence both on and off the field. And we celebrate with a new banner raised just in the gym just yesterday for the first female athlete in Middleborough history to reach the 1,000 point club for basketball. Congratulations, Lauren. This is a class that took leadership to a next level. This is a class that would speak their mind, and you expected a response. This is a class that led with their heart, gave all that they could, even when they did not have much to give at the moment. They always found a way to make a difference. This class found strength in their relationships with each other. They were committed to their history. You were always there for each other when it mattered. Even when friendships changed and evolved, you were still there. At this moment, you're sitting side by side with the people you explored this journey with you. Be proud of what you have all done together. The strength that this class has demonstrated is something that we thought was just taught here at MHS. However, we were so wrong to underestimate the power and talent of this very special class. During our senior walk yesterday, where the class of 2017 wore their caps and gowns, walked the halls of the school that helped shape who they are today, it was apparent that the strength they now possess is something they learned over time, not just at MHS. It was evident walking the halls of the kindergarten and the elementary schools, looking at all of the pictures of you when you were young, that it was clearly evident that you were already strong. It was during your primary years where it was essential for you to learn strong. The things you learned then may be quite simple now, but they were milestones that helped you grow. Remember your first sleepovers, birthday parties, and recess with friends. It was all so new. Remember the faces and excitement of the younger students waving posters and signs congratulating you on this important achievement you have earned today as you walk the halls. That was once you. You were inquisitive, excited, and possessed strength to learn strong. As you had entered the Nichols Middle School yesterday for your walk, I was watching the students that lined the hallways. They were excited but realized how much closer their step to high school is coming. They are older, wiser, and ready to explore the people they are becoming. During your years at the middle school, you were determined to grow strong, which is evident upon your arrival to the high school. The growth in middle school is transformational, and it is a springboard to the years that you have enjoyed here and the growth you have fostered and nurtured as you become the adults you are today. See, it is evident that you finished strong today. We know that the knowledge and understanding of the word strength runs deep through this entire educational journey in Middleborough. And we are so proud that all 171 of you will finish strong today. As I sat in my office last evening thinking about the message I wanted to share, I was thinking about the world that you are entering and the uncertainty that seems to be constantly showing up in the news media, fake news media, and everything in between. As I sat at my conference table, I became nervous. Did we prepare you for the next step you're about to take? Are you ready to take this leap into adulthood? What path will be as our world seems to be in such imbalance these days? A new skill came to mind that you need to begin this journey in life, and that skill is courage. As you enter this world, it is courage that you need to succeed. I thought if you could match the strength that you clearly have demonstrated here during your time in Middleborough and teach you the principles of courage, then you have the perfect ingredients for success as you enter this very uncertain world. In that moment, I noticed a book sticking out of a basket of children's books I have in my office from my years of advising student council, and it was titled Courage. In that moment, I pulled the book out of the basket, read the story about the importance of the word courage. As I completed the book, I realized that once again, I underestimated you. You already possess courage. I had a flashback of riding in the buses with you earlier that day, visiting the schools with you where your journey began and evolved, and realized that you have demonstrated courage your entire life. I would like to share with you this story. The book is titled Courage by Bernard Weber. There are many kinds of courage. Awesome kinds, everyday kinds. Still, courage is courage, whatever the kind. Courage is riding your bicycle for the first time without training wheels. Courage is nobody better pick on your little brother. Courage is your job to check the night noises in the house. Courage is being the new kid on the block and saying flat out, "Hi, my name is Wayne. What's yours?" Courage is tasting the vegetable before making a face. Courage is not peeking at the last pages of your whodunit book to find out who did it. Courage is being the first one to make up after an argument. Courage is the bottom of the ninth, tie score, 2 outs, bases loaded, and your turn at bat. Courage is the juicy secret that you promised to never tell. Courage is breaking bad habits. Courage is arriving much too early for a birthday party. Courage is sending a Valentine to someone you secretly admire and signing your real name. Courage is admiring, but not plucking. Courage is going to bed without a nightlight. Courage is a scenic car trip and being stuck in the middle for the favorite part. Courage is going on a roller coaster again and again. Courage is exploring heights and depths. Courage is starting over. Courage is holding on to your dream. Courage is becoming the firefighter, the police officer, the military serviceman or woman, the teacher, the doctor, the nurse, the parent, the friend, a partner. Courage is sometimes having to say goodbye. Courage is what we give to each other. You see, graduating class of 2017, you have everything you need. You have it all. As I read this book, I could not help but think of you as the students lining those hallways during your days at the kindergarten, elementary school, and middle school, demonstrating your courage as demonstrated in this story. With that being said, we know you are ready to take on the world because you possess the most important ingredients to take this final step for a successful life and future: strength and courage. If you have been able to sleep without a nightlight for many years, you can take the risk of starting your life with conviction. Our world needs you. It needs you to transfer your strength and courage that you have demonstrated over and over again throughout your educational journey in Middleborough, and now it is time for you to use it to make a difference. Be the change. If there was a group of people that can take their life experience and use it to pay it forward to make the life of someone better, it is you, the class of 2017. Graduates, from the bottom of my heart, your administrators could not be more proud to call you a sachem. On behalf of the entire faculty and staff, we will never forget the class of 2017. We can't wait for you to return to the place you call home, Middleborough, to share all that you have learned and pay it forward to your community that has guided you through this journey of education. And we'll be right here, holding the door open for each of you to return home. We cannot wait to see what you are destined to become. Achieve greatness because you have the skills to do it. As you close your journey today, I will have the courage to say goodbye to this group of students who become like my own children during their time here. Class of 2017, thank you for teaching me how to be strong and how to show courage. I am better because of you. Our school will not be the same without you in it. However, your legacy will continue forever. And as always, please remember, be good to each other. Thank you for finishing strong, and congratulations. The following presentations are awarded to students who have been selected by our 7 academic areas for their outstanding contributions and efforts in the major content areas. In addition to their recognition at graduation today, each student's name will be added to their excellence banners that are hanging in the main lobby of Middleborough High School. At this time, I would like to invite our assistant principals, Mrs. Danielle Jamison and Mr. Andrew Dizell, to the presentation table for the presentation of our academic awards. We will begin with our recognition for our Math and Science Awards. Would Dr. Melanie Gates, Director of STEM for Middleborough Public Schools, and Ms. Victoria Miles, Department Chair, Mathematics Department Chair, please join Mr. Dizell and Mrs. Jamison at the presentation table. This year's award in mathematics and the recipient of the Lois W. Buck Mathematics Award is Ms. Alexandra Young. Allie, if you can make your way to the table. Excellence in mathematics requires 2 things. First, the intuitive understanding of the abstract ideas presented in mathematics, and second, many hours of hard work. During her high school career, Allie has demonstrated both these qualities. Her outstanding achievements in all her mathematics classes speaks to her high standards. Her support of the MHS math team and her fellow students through peer tutoring demonstrate her desire to share this knowledge. Allie has successfully completed 4 years of rigorous mathematical instruction, which included the highest possible score of a 5 on both the BC Calculus and AP Statistics exams. She is also the Jeff Thompson Medal recipient for the most proficient math team participant in the 2016-17 school year. It is with great pleasure and honor that I award the Lois W. Buck Mathematics Award to Ms. Alexandra Young. Congratulations, Allie. And a special note of thanks to Mrs. Miles for all that she gives to the math department. And at this time, I would like to invite Mr. Scott Nelson, Department Chair for the Science and Technology Department, to please join Dr. Gates at the presentation table. This year's award for excellence in science is in the recipient of the Norma Woodburn Memorial Science Award is Mr. Liam Bingham Moss. Liam? Norma Woodburn was a longtime biology teacher at Middleborough High School. Here at Middleborough High School, Mrs. Woodburn maintained the highest standards of her students and herself in the pursuit of the study of science. A lifelong learner, she continued her studies in marine biology well into her 80s, traveling the world with National Geographic shark scientist Eugene Clark, her childhood friend. In 2017, Norma Woodburn Award winner has been an exceptional student in the science department, studying at the highest level in the most rigorous courses with exceptional results. Our award winner plans on continuing to study science and engineering, and we expect that he will become, too, a lifelong learner. It's with great pleasure to honor Liam today with this award. Thank you, Liam. And thank you to Mr. Nelson for his leadership as well. We will now move forward with our recognition of our humanities awards. And would Ms. Danielle Duggan, Fine Arts Department Chair, please join Mrs. Jamieson and Mr. Dizell at the presentation table. This year's recipient of the Award for Excellence in Fine Arts is Mr. John Taylor. In his 4 years at MHS, John Tal Taylor demonstrated superior musicianship, creativity, and leadership. As a member of the orchestra, Tal played the violin with outstanding skill and quality. He served as the concertmaster during his senior year and was instrumental in the success of the orchestra program at the Big Apple Classic Music Festival. Tal was an excellent role model for the ensemble and actively mentored many of his peers. Tal was featured on numerous occasions as a featured soloist in the orchestra. In addition to his work in the orchestra, Tal excelled in other music courses, which included music theory, marching and concert band, and his internship with the middle school music program. Tal brought passion and enthusiasm to each and every opportunity before him. Outside of the school day, Tal helped to organize That's Entertainment 38 and 39 student band pits, which were truly outstanding. Tal composed and arranged most of the music himself and organized mostly every aspect of the ensemble. It is a rare find to find a student with exceptional capability and creativity in the arts. Tal demonstrated these qualities with humility, passion, and grace, and we are proud to present the Fine Arts Award to him today. Congratulations, John. Thank you very much, Mrs. Duggan. I'd like to invite Mr. Sean Kinney, the Foreign Language Department Chair, to the presentation table. This year's recipient of the Excellence in Foreign Language is Valerie Cowett. Valerie, if you could join us, please. Valerie Cowett is a language scholar in all 3 foreign languages offered at MHS. Her Spanish teachers report that Valerie is one of the most impressive language students to have studied in the World Language Department in the many years, and that is a privilege to work with her. She is polite, well-spoken, and extremely hardworking. Valerie goes above and beyond to help her classmates and even has done volunteer to create ancillary materials for teachers in the department, which were extremely well done and with great attention to detail. She is a very independent, self-directed student who seeks out learning opportunities with ambition and fervor. Her work ethic and inner drive will absolutely make her a success in the future. Valerie's French teacher states that it had been a true pleasure to have in class, as she guided Valerie towards proficiency in the French language. She is a talented and dedicated student in French. She has always gone above and beyond what is expected of her in her class, and that is she has an incredible natural flair for the language. Her winning this award is a testament to her ambition and work ethic. Valerie's Russian teacher notes that throughout 4 years of Russian language study, Val has served as a role model and a sterling example to others in the class as to be kind of student one should be in a pursuit of high school foreign language study. Her insightful questions, seriousness and purpose, and continual striving to learn as much as possible the Russian language and culture never waned throughout her years of the study of the language. It is with pleasure that the entire Foreign Language Department teaching staff recommend to receiving the Banner Award for the Foreign Language Department for the class of 2017. Congratulations, Valerie. Thank you, Mr. Kinney. And at this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Matthew Osgood, the Department Chair for History and Social Studies, to the presentation table. The History and Social Studies Department is proud to present this year's Award of Excellence to Abigail Wadsworth. This year, the Social Studies Department Excellence in History and Social Studies Award is presented to a member of the senior class who has achieved an enviable record in her History and Social Studies coursework at Middleborough High School. During Abby's tenure as a student of social studies here at the high school, this young woman consistently demonstrated the ability to combine key insight into the historical process with an analytical thoroughness and true love of the subject. Abby showed initiative as a freshman at the honors level. She consistently gave 100% of her effort and was willing to help out fellow students. She excelled in World History 2 honors in her first year at Middleborough, which she continued through her senior year. Abby continued to grow and shine throughout her sophomore year through the U.S. History program. She consistently led the pack in the class with some of the school's highest achievers. Her unwavering determination and resolve truly made Abby a standout as an exemplary candidate for this award. Abby's excellence continued through U.S. History during her sophomore year into junior year while she was enrolled in Advanced Placement U.S. History. Abby, with her engaging personality, which helped bring the subject to life, remained a collaborative learner and assisted all those that surrounded her. She set the standard in test preparation and as supported by her academic achievement of scoring the highest qualifying score as possible, a 5, on the AP U.S. History exam. Furthermore, Abby challenged herself during her senior year while enrolled in the AP in European History, where she pushed herself to even greater heights. It is with great pleasure to announce today that Abby Wadsworth is the winner of the 2017 Excellence in History Award. Congrats. Thank you, Mr. Osgood. And Mr. Deisel and Mrs. Jamieson will be presenting this next award, as we will be giving out the award for excellence in English. Actually, Mrs. Davis, if you could come out for a second. It is with pleasure to introduce the winner of the 2017 Excellence in English Award, Ms. Erin Mealy. Erin is a delight to have in any classroom. She is a rare student who is so selfless and so hardworking that a person like her is only seen once or twice in a teacher's career. Her quiet dedication and focus keep her striving for the best, while her humility grounds her and keeps her from even slightest hint of arrogance. She not only responds to constructive criticism, but always works with her writing by revising and trying new strategies, vocabulary, or transitions. She never lost her drive despite juggling other demanding courses. Her peers surround her, often calling her inspirational due to her unbending positivity. Erin is an absolute treasure. Her passion for English is evidenced by her numerous electives and AP courses she has taken throughout her high school career. Erin writes with a style and purpose, always in control of her poignant analysis of any text. Her ability to clearly and concisely drive her point across without Talking down to her audience is a skill she uses both in her English classes, but also in her internship where she works at the elementary school. Erin's understanding of audience emphasizes her maturity and capacity for her communication. She has earned this Excellence Award not only because of her persistent success in English that she has taken throughout her past 4 years, but because she embodies the qualities of an English scholar: empathetic, well-spoken, curious, and thoughtful. Congratulations, Erin. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Michael Perry, the Director of Athletics, to join Mrs. Jameson and Mr. Dizell at the presentation table. And the 2017 recipients of the Excellence in Physical Education and Health is Mr. Tyler Dean. The 2017 Physical Education Award is Tyler Dean. Tyler has been a pleasure to teach throughout his 4 years at MHS. Mrs. Morano says that Tyler is an exceptional student who has been willing to demonstrate skills and help others reach their potential during classes. She adds that Tyler is a fierce competitor and always chooses to compete in the most fast-paced and aggressive games. Perhaps the most memorable moments came during some of the most intense games of pickleball, in which his ability to dominate the net frustrated many of his peers. We wish Tyler well and all of his future endeavors, and it is with great pleasure we present Tyler with this year's Physical Education Award. Congratulations, Tyler. And now it's with great pleasure to move on. Thank you very much, Mr. Perry, for your leadership in the department. At this time, I'd like to move on with presenting 3 final awards, which are called the Principal's Award. It is with great pleasure that I recognize 3 tremendous representatives, excuse me, for the class of 2017 to receive the annual Principal's Award. This award is given to 3 students at graduation who exemplify what it means to be a member of the Middleborough High School community. These 3 recipients are leaders who have gone above and beyond the expectations that have been set for their leadership positions held this year. They are truly shining stars of Middleborough. The first recipient of this award is the Student Council President, Ms. Hannah McCarthy. Through leadership comes strength and also grace. It is quite evident that through Hannah's leadership journey here at the high school, those are the 2 things that she led: strength and grace. Hannah, it has been such a pleasure to work with you in your role as president, and I know the fact that you're going to go off and do wonderful things, and thank you for making a difference here at Middleborough High School. We're better because of what you've done. Thank you. Our next recipient is the senior class president, Ms. Janie Humphreys. If you could make your way, please, to the presentation table. It has been a really unbelievable year working with Janie as a senior class president. Janie ran for president because she wanted to make sure she gave back to a school and to work hard to bring a class together. Janie made sure she did it her way, but her way was to make sure the fact that in every step of the way was listening to the students around her in her class. They traveled on a mystery ride together, and they experienced things together as a class that was powerful and special. Janie, thank you for your leadership this year, for having your voice to lead your class and to make a mark. Thank you. And our last principal of the Principal's Award will go to Delaney Brennan. Delaney, please step forward. Delaney is receiving the Principal's Award because of her outstanding leadership role as she played in the Start Strong orientation program. For our family and friends that are here today, Start Strong is an intensive 2-day orientation program that is run here at Middleborough High School that we're so very fortunate to have the support of the school to run this program. It is completely student-led and student-run. From everything from a schedule to the planning to the activities to the defining of what it means to be a sachem and to how to have academic success, it is run by students. And Delaney was the person who ran it all. And I can tell you, for the close to 170 ninth graders who arrived here for 2 days in August in the class of 2020, they clearly started strong because of what Delaney gave. So Delaney, thank you for letting them start strong. Thank you, Mr. Dysel and Mrs. Jameson. It is a really special point in our ceremony. This year, we have 5 students who are committed to and will be going into the armed forces in the months following graduation. I would like to take a moment to recognize these men and women. If you note as you walk into our front lobby, we have created a special place for these unbelievable graduates. It is our wall of honor to make sure that when any guest walks into our school, we know the fact of the dedication you have to your nation and to our community, and we thank you for the job you're about to do. When I call your name, if you would please stand so that you can be recognized. Going into the United States Navy, Mr. Kevin Michael Donahoe. And please remain standing. Going into the United States Air Force, Mitchell Paul Lamoureux. The United States Army, Bruce Jared Pina. The United States Air Force, Caitlin Michelle Steinberg. And again, the United States Air Force, Mr. Bailey James Sullivan. We thank you for your service to our country, and we know that you will make your school and community proud. Please know that their senior photos at our National College Signing Day are hung proudly on the Wall of Honor. And we're going to ask you and your families to make sure that when you're done with your boot camp, that you send us your military photo in your military uniform. And that picture will be presented proudly next to your senior picture and will remain there during your 4 years of service to the United States. Thank you so very, very much for what you're doing. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Murray Kidd, Choral Director, and the women of Middleborough High School Concert Choir, who will now perform Home, my favorite song. Thank you very much. And at this time, I would like to invite Nick Scalfani to the podium to share his reflection on being a member of the class of 2017. I need to do this for the last time, that every morning when Nick would do morning announcements, I would always say it's a wonderful way to start the day with Mr. Nick Scalfani. Here you go.
Good morning, MHS. Life is a four-letter word. Life is a noun. Life has a definition, the condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter. Life is creation, and life is extinction. Life is success, and life is struggle. But within life, there are a few things that I believe overrule every description of the term life: happiness, gratitude, and regret. Happiness is tricky. A lot of things in life are nearly guaranteed: birth, growth, struggle, success, and death. But happiness is an uncertainty in life. That's why Thomas Jefferson refers to it as a pursuable idea, because bad things happen. And good things too. But it's funny how we always remember the bad. We remember the times where we missed a homework assignment, or ate too much food, or received judgment for the clothes on our back, or were injured physically or emotionally. Why is it that some of us forget the compliments, or the days where we had everything done and in on time, or the great conversation we had with a parent about why we are passionate about our future plans? I believe I know why. Because a lot of us prefer to feel as though we live by the idea that the good things outweigh the bad, but we find it much easier for ourselves to merely focus on the negatives. To us, as imperfect organisms, it is easier to find the bad qualities of a situation. It almost seems like we prefer to be unhappy about things. It's perfectly described in the book The Alchemist. Coelho writes, "When each day is the same as the next, it's because people fail to recognize the good things that happen in their lives every day when the sun rises." This is why happiness remains an uncertainty, because happiness is nothing more than a mindset. Why do we keep searching for happiness? And what exactly are we referring to when we use the word searching? Because happiness is not an object, it is an emotion, an essence, a very important one for that matter, an emotion that, if never realized, can leave you with a lifelong of regret. It's certainly not as simple as I make it sound. Struggle is a certainty in life, as I mentioned. Bad situations occur that make you step back and say, why? Why did this happen? And why can't things just be normal? And the famous one, what did I do to deserve this? But these thoughts hold us back from achieving what we really were all meant to achieve. And this is where gratitude comes to play in our lives. Gratitude is such a minuscule yet incredibly important concept. Gratitude and happiness go hand in hand. One of the most simple quotes was written by William Arthur Ward and encapsulates this concept to a T. Gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgivings, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. Negative lifestyles come through negative thoughts, but the funny thing is, happiness can be relevant in your brain and mind just as easily as those negative thoughts. The scary part is, the importance of happiness and gratitude are rarely realized. This is why so much of life is dominated by regret. There is one man, however, who certainly gets it, the one and only Billy Joel. Billy Joel is a guy who, in a lot of his songs, discuss the meaning of life and the relevance of regret. One song in particular is the song entitled Piano Man. Piano Man is a song about a singer at a bar who meets some interesting people. He speaks with an old man who desperately longs for his youth. This teaches us to live while we are young and to continue to live our days until we kick the can. He then speaks with John, who is clearly unhappy because he believes in a greater life for himself as a movie star, in which that life never came. This is teaching opportunity and passion, which are both concepts that are overlooked out of fear. There's also a waitress who drinks down a metaphorical glass of loneliness. This addresses the lack of love that people feel in the lifetime. Finally, Billy acknowledges the fact that the singer has made something of himself due to merely passion and hard work. He sings, "They sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, 'Man, what are you doing here?'" This one line is representative of the entire message that the song has to offer, because it represents the array of people who haven't lived life to its potential, who recognize that the singer perhaps has, and that the singer represents their perhaps waste of potential in their lifetime. The thing is, the people in this song are people who have become accustomed to being average and have let negativity in life dictate their paths. It is so easy to become complacent without the relevance of gratitude for every little blessing that happens in this thing called life. And that is why, although life is scary, life is such a beautiful thing. The possibilities for happiness and success are endless. We are young and we have so much potential. But if we waste our energy thinking about the bad and the negative, we will wind up swallowing down a bottomless glass of loneliness, talking about how we wish we could go back and start over. This is not how I wish to spend my days on this earth, and I know this class is meant for much brighter futures than ones filled with regret. Take 1 second to smile. Take 1 second to reevaluate a situation. Explore how it truly feels to discover a passion, and more importantly, discover purpose. Nothing is ever too bad or too hard. Nothing is too gone or too lost. Everything you need to succeed is in your mind. Find humor in little things and never be too serious. Life is too short to be grumpy. Be benevolent and never be too hard on yourself. Our best days are yet to come. And even if you believe that you have had the best day of your entire life and nothing could ever top it, wake up the next morning and have a better one. Members of the class of 2017, it has been more than an honor to be your classmate, your friend, perhaps your annoyance, but most importantly, your family. On behalf of my class, thank you to Mr. Brannigan. Thank you to our incredible teachers, to our parents and families for the endless opportunities, and thank you to the Middleborough community for giving us years and memories that we will never forget.
Thank you very much. On behalf of our school, I'm honored to share a special song that our senior class members of the concert choir has selected. The concert choir, under the direction of Mr. Murray Kidd, will now perform the musical selection of an interesting title, Good Riddance, The Time of Your Life. Our senior members of concert choir. Thank you very much, Mr. Kidd. Outstanding. At this time, I'd like to invite your class president, Ms. Janie Humphreys, to the podium for a few remarks.
Good morning, everyone. I think that I speak for all of us when I say that it is inconceivable that we're moments away from graduating high school. Parents, you're most likely wondering where the time went and regretting never blinking. It's okay, we're just as dumbfounded. And although you may be a little sad, we know that more than anything, you are beyond happy and proud to have raised such remarkable human beings. I'd like to begin with a few thank yous. First off, thank you to my family for supporting me every step of the way and admiring the person that I was at any given moment. My dad has been my best friend since day one and has understood me when no one else could. He gave me whatever I wanted, even when my mom said no. My mother blessed me with the gift of life, a beautiful life consisting of many lessons that provided me with strength, positivity, wisdom, and optimism. I would not be the woman I am today if it were not for you, Mom. I, of course, have to thank my closest friends. You stuck by me every step of the way and loved me even when I was very hard to love. Through laughter, love, and support, you have helped me come so far. I'd like to especially thank Kayla for being my biggest fan and for always laughing at the same stupid thing that I was. People think that we're really, really weird, but we love it. I'd like to thank Mr. Chamberlain for always believing in me and for reminding me that I'm far more capable of success than I once believed I was. Ms. Davis for being a second mom and for pushing me past my limits. Ms. Jameson for being a best friend and a mentor. Don't be surprised if you find me in your office 2 weeks into freshman year of college. Mr. Dysel, thank you for being an understanding and a helpful man. And of course, Bran. Bran the man. Raisin Bran Crunch. You are absolutely extraordinary. Sorry, it's an emotional day. I've never met someone more dedicated and selfless. Everything that you do is entirely out of the goodness for others. You have believed in me when I was timid to believe in myself. Brand would bet on anyone. He has the greatest faith in each and every student and is willing to do anything to lead them to success. Thank you for being you and for inspiring me to become the very best version of myself every day. And of course, I need to thank my advisors, Mr. Burke and Mr. Smith, for keeping me on track this entire year. And lastly, thank you to my class. Thank you for drama, thank you for chaos, thank you for laughs, for smiles, for teamwork, for memories. Thank you for being a family the past 13 years. The least I could do in return is leave you with one last push. This whole year, I have been eager to write this speech for you. I thought that I knew exactly what to say, but sitting down and trying to put thoughts to paper has seemed nearly impossible. In honesty and in no surprise, this year I have rarely ever looked in a mirror. I would roll right out of bed and go to school. The other day, I finally had the time and felt the need to look into the mirror. I noticed the fortune that I had taped to my mirror in my early years of high school. In dreams and in life, all things are possible. Not only did I feel that it was ironic because I literally said to myself, writing this speech is impossible, but I also felt that the fortune is very truthful. Each and every last one of you has the power to do anything and everything. You have the ability to be whoever you want to be. We live in a country that is very privileged. We are given education, offered secondary education, provided with job opportunities, and right at our fingertips, there are many possibilities and experiences. Not everyone in this world has those privileges. You have given a gift that not everyone is given or is able to keep, and that is life. How odd would it be to not expect the highest of yourself? We must not limit ourselves to just the ideas in our minds. If you want something, you work for it, you fight it, and you go out and get it. It will not come easy. There will be obstacles, there will be drawbacks, and there will be times where you are left in doubt. If you truly want something, you cannot and will not give up. You must stay adaptive, versatile, and aware. Tracy Ellis Ross shares, "Wisdom means to choose now what will make sense later. I am learning every day to allow the space between where I am and where I want to be to inspire me and not terrify me. Let your passion drive you and lead with your heart. There is no one, no thing stopping you other than yourself. At the end of the day, be happy with who you are, where you have come from, and what you have become. You deserve no less than pure happiness, and you deserve to give yourself so much more. To encapsulate what I said the other night, we must take what we have done, who we have been, and move on from the past to make for a better future. I hope that as you leave this gym, you are proud of who you are, even if you have not necessarily been proud of who you have been. There is a new chapter upon us, and we must take every page up to this point in consideration when writing it." F. Scott Fitzgerald says, "For what it is worth, it's never too late to be whoever you want to be. I hope you live a life that you're proud of, and if you find that you are not, I hope you have the strength to start over." It's been an honor, class of 2017. Congratulations, we made it.
Thank you, Janie. At this time, I would ask Mrs. Jameson and Mr. Dizell to assist with the presentation of diplomas, and if Mr. Richard Young, chairman of the school committee, would make his way to the presentation table. Also, if Mr. Brian Lynch, superintendent of Middleborough Public Schools, would join me in front of the podium, and would Mr. Brian Burke and Mr. Thomas Smith, class advisors, will prepare to read the roll for the Middleborough High School graduating class of 2017. Each year at this point in the graduation exercises, so that parents and friends can hear each graduate's names, we ask that you refrain from applause, which we know is not going to happen, until the entire roll is called. We also ask you to refrain from using any types of horns or whistles or anything else, and we ask you to silence your cell phones if you can. A photographer from Life Touch Photography will be taking professional photos of the graduates as they receive their diplomas. Seniors, for your photograph, we need to make sure that your tassel is moved to the left side so we can get your photo correctly. It's okay, we'll fix it after. If you move it to the left, okay. Just so when your picture is taken, it's right. And then we'll go back. At this point, I would like to invite Mr. Brian Burke to the podium to lead the graduation roll call. And at this time, would our class marshals, Ms. Carla Pelton and Mr. Brett Kreitz, please stand and prepare our seniors to graduate. Would the first row please rise?
Brett Patrick Benner. Mackenzie Michael Aliath. Tessa Danielle Babin. Jason Tyler Bean. Jake Ryan Belanger. Michael Richard Dorico. Haley Michelle Kosh.
Maya Lynn Dashke. Brian Evan Gallagher. Janie Lucille Humphreys. Nicholas Aaron Sclafani. Alexandra Lillian Ripley Young. Liam Nicholas Bigham Moss. Abigail Wadsworth. Hannah Catherine McCarthy. Kathleen Emily Perkins. Delaney Margaret Brennan. Lindsay Lee Woodward. Would Mrs. Morano please come up to the diploma area? Tyler Darren Morano. Parker Nelson Ward. Megan Elizabeth Malloy. Megan Kimberly Boucher. Olivia Rose Bulu. Haley Rose White. Zachary Robert Berquist. Mackenzie Ann Nemus. Alina Maria Parker. Allison Lynn Williams. Sarah Elizabeth Machichi. Sydney Jean Bellarive. Michelle Irene Bishop. Genevieve Christine Lays. Kira Lee Blumenthal. Marlena Ann Bolero. Joshua Michael Bonino. Jake Anthony Borges. Logan Anthony Bray Borges. Marissa Ann Boldry. Haley Beth Brack. Dylan Stephen Brady. Would Mr. Breen please come up to the diploma area? Charles Francis Breen. Daniel James Charles Breen. Olivia Renee Briggs. Joseph Lewis Brown. Owen Lake Brown. Alexandria Elizabeth Bumpus. Jacob Eric Butters. Summer Elizabeth Campeau. Jared Allen Canto Jr. Jacob Brandon Clark. Jonathan Thomas Gibson. Kaylin Marie Cogan. Jake William Coleman. McKenna Ann Conley. Peter Allen Cook Jr. Sarah Ann Cody. Taylor Marie Crean. Caitlin Jean Marie Cunningham. Would Megan Janess please come up to the diploma area? Tyler Raymond Dean. Ryan Russell Deutsch. JC Marie DiCarlo. Kevin Michael Donahoe. Ryan Michael Dowd. Matthew Ashton Doyle. Logan Evan Drevich. Joseph Kerrigan Driscoll. Eric Edward Dunn. Christopher Robert Dupuy. Mr. Porter to the diploma area. Michelle Marie Elliott. Lauren Ann Empey. Alyssa Marie Ezel. Jesse Ryan Flynn. Corey Edward Ford. Andrew David Frisina. Valerie Ann Gowett. Alexis Elizabeth Gates. Andrew Francis Gilman. Joseph Anthony Gavoni. Thomas Ryan Grant. Kayla Ann Grieve. Robert Thomas Griffin IV. Sean Christopher Hart. Jared Thomas Hartman. Michaela Joanna Houlihan. Brendan Scott Howley. Joshua Viet Nguyen.
Drake Andrew Irabino. Travis Michael Johnson. Jocelyn Marie Keogh. Alexandra Margaret Keelty. Riley Ann Kite. Melissa Marie Clem. Cole Patrick Kozlowski. Nathan Andrew Lake. Matthew Richard Lamoureux. Mitchell Richard Lamoureux. Rebecca Lynn Lamoureux. Gage Allen LaPerriere. Chloe Elizabeth Lawson. Andrew Joseph Leary. Brandon James Lee. At this time, we're going to have Mr. Young please step to the diploma area. Jasmine Marie Lees. Now I'll have Ms. Janess return to the diploma area, please. John David Lewicki. Ezekiel Adams Lewis. Abby Nicole Logan. Haley Nicole Lamba. At this time, we're going to have Mr. Stevens please report to the diploma area. Dylan Wayne Maini. Bryant Abrahamson Marshall. Seamus William McDade. Erin Nicole Mealy. We're now going to have Mr. Porter to the diploma area. Alexis Jordan Anna Meeks. Mr. Stevens, please return. Ryan Nathan Mendez. Levi Daniel Michaelis. Michaela Patricia Montron. Kyle Stephen Mora. Devlin Jack Noonan. Casey William O'Connell. Daniel Michael O'Reilly. Kurt Edward Olson, Jr. Bruce Jared Pina. Marissa Ann Poisson. Spencer Aaron Pritchard. Nathan Tyler Rasnick. Jacqueline Rose Reynolds. Peter Anthony Reynolds, Jr. Tyrese Keon Ribeiro. Jonathan Michael Frederick Ridgway. Ross William Rando. Joshua Stephen Robinson. Leanne Colette Robinson. Zach Raul Rosa. Matthew Marino Rossi. Alexis Chantal Roy. Alexis Jean Reisinger. Jenna May Sabino. Dylan Michael Eric Sanborn. Daniel August Seifert. Emily Elizabeth Seifert. Hunter David Seidentopf. Nathaniel Brody Smith. Michaela Demario Spano. Jacob Wesley Starr. Caitlin Michelle Steinberg. Tyler Michael Stewart. Madison Claire Studley. Bailey James Sullivan. John Talmadge Taylor III. Logan John Tassino. Alexander William Trainer. At this time, we're going to have Mr. Porter please return to the diploma area. Travis Nicholas Trokey. Mr. Stevens, please return to the diploma area. Michelle Catherine True. Jessica Rose Vilk. Nicholas Cesar Villalobo. Kyle Brian Wainwright. J. Thomas Warner. Nolan Ernest Warren. Amber Nicole Washburn. Alana Marie Weaver. Dominic Michael Williamson. Erica Jane Williamson. Emily Cheyenne Wolf. Christian Paul Wright. Noah Jacob Yangst. Noah James Yeskovich. Garrig James Zakowski. Carla Marion Pelton. Brett John Kreitz.
Marshals, if you would bring the graduates of the class of 2017 to their feet, please. There you go. It is the time for the ceremonial turning of the tassel signifying the conferring of the diplomas at graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Middleborough High School graduating class of 2017. Job well done. As they regroup their caps, at this time, would our school committee, administration, academic leaders, if you would please rise and prepare to send our graduates off. And to our graduates, remember the two skills that you need, strength and courage. We wish you well. Best of luck, and remember, once a sachem, always a sachem. See you soon.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
Just walk outside, I guess.